Young Turk, it's going down with the Tough Love Show. My homie Bruh Ren and Maze, you heard me?
And welcome back to the Tough Love Show. This is the Bruh Ren.
And this is Maze. And as promised, we have from one of the most legendary, innovative, diverse groups of all time. He is a multi-platinum recording artist, extraordinary writer, and entertainer. From Bone Thugs and Harmony, Krayzie Bone.
What's good, man? How y'all feeling?
Man, chilling with a feeling, bro. Chilling with a feeling.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
Well, let's go ahead and get a fans day hip-hop fix, man. Let's get on into it.
Yes, indeed. I'm ready.
Where do you originate? Where do you originate, Mr. Krayzie Bone?
Well, we come from Cleveland, Ohio, to the Midwest. You know what I'm saying? And yeah. That's basically Cleveland, Ohio.
It's a plain and simple. Well,
yeah, plain and simple.
What let you guys know, or you know, that you guys were built for the industry and the industry was built for you? At what point?
Well, honestly, in the beginning, we truthfully didn't know anything about the music industry. You know what I'm saying? Like the literal industry and how it worked. You know what I'm saying? We fell in love. We fell in love with the music and entertainment part. That's what first drew us to even like want to, you know, like be part of the music business. You know, it's just like people we seen. I know one day I was I was sitting up watching back in the day I was sitting up watching the Motown special back in the 80s, and when Michael Jackson came out and he performed with his brothers, and then he performed his new stuff when he did Billie Jean on stage, you know what I'm saying? And I remember rewatching that, just saying to myself, like, yo, something just went through my body, and I was just like, yo, that's what I want to do when I grow up, exactly what he's doing on stage right now. You know what I'm saying? And from that point on, I started following Michael Jackson. I started imitating Michael Jackson. And then from there, it went from Michael Jackson to New Edition. Then from New Edition, after New Edition, my brother brought home a Run DMC album one time. And from then, when I heard the rap, I was like, yo, this is crazy. And I just went and then it was LL Cool J after that. And so when he brought the LL Cool J album, Radio home, I was so into that album, I wanted to learn the words. So I started writing the lyrics down. I started writing his lyrics down to all the songs that I liked. And as I was writing the lyrics down, I started to notice the pattern of the rap. And I said to myself, oh, so all he's really doing is he's rhyming all the words at the end. And I was like, let me try to write my own raps. And ever since then, I just started writing my own raps, and I never stopped since then. And I just kept getting into it, and you know, over the time, I met my brothers in the 7th grade. Met them in the 7th grade, and you know, we just used to hang around the hallways and like beatbox and rap, you know, and we just formed the group band, and we just basically stayed with it from that time on, all the way out.
Wow.
Man.
Wow.
Yep. Yes, sir.
And that's what's up right there. You know what I'm saying? When did y'all first come up with y'all first, when did y'all first put down your first recording?
Man, because, all right, so it's crazy how we even met, you know what I'm saying? Because we was, like I said, we was in 7th grade. We was in junior high school, and I had a class with Flesh and Bone and Lazy Bone. They used to do like the beatbox. They used to beatbox with their mouth, and they were called the Twin Towers. You know what I'm saying? So before I even knew they were brothers, I had a class. I had like a home economics class with Lazy Bone, and I had an English class with Flesh and Bone. But by them being not, you know what I'm saying? If you see them, like, you can barely tell that they're brothers, because they're like totally opposite. Lazy is short and light-skinned, and Flesh is tall and dark-skinned. So you would never think they're brothers. So like, I heard, you know, in home ec, we used to sit in the back of the class and rap, and, you know, Lazy let it be known that he could beatbox. So we used to use him like to do the beatbox while we was in class rapping. You know what I'm saying? So we used to do the same thing in my English class. And his brother used to do the beatbox. So one day I got the bright idea. I was like, you know what? It's another dude in my class that can beatbox. Y'all should battle each other. Because both of y'all is dope. And y'all should battle each other. So I set the whole battle up. I'm playing the promoter in this, you know what I'm saying? I set the battle up. We supposed to meet in the lunchroom. You know, I bring everybody to the lunchroom, and these dudes, he like, bro, this is my brother. I'm like, what? He's like, yeah, this is my blood brother, bro. Like, this is my brother. I was like, oh man, I felt stupid. I'm like, oh my God, you know what I'm saying? So from that point on, we started hanging out together. We formed a group in school, and we was called the Band-Aid Boys. The Band-Aid Boys, and we was very well known in our junior high school. Everybody knew we was rappers because we would always get in trouble for rapping in the hallway. Like after every class, we would like meet to battle somebody and cause a big scene and be rapping in the hallways. You know what I'm saying? And that's what we really formed the bond. And we started forming the bond not just as a group, but later on, it's so crazy because later on we had got so close. And the first time, I asked my parents if I could stay over, spend the night over Lazy and Flesh's house. My mother and father, they were real strict back here. And they was like, well, we don't know them. We need to meet them first. Right? Before you just go over there and be staying over people's house we don't know. So when my father took me over there to meet their mother, and as soon as we walked in the door, my father and his mother was like, they called each other by first name, like, Charles, Pam? It was like,
wow.
Oh, man.
So come to find out, they went to school together, and our grandparents knew each other.
Wow.
So it was just crazy. It was just ironic.
It was destined to happen.
Came together. Oh, yeah, definitely.
That was destiny. Wow, man. So the Band-Aid Boys. Now, how did the Band-Aid Boys transcend into what we know as Bone Thugs and Harmony? Like,
we were the Band-Aid Boys throughout junior high and high school, and then when we had got a little older, out of high school, everybody had went their separate ways for a minute because everybody was like caught up and hustling, doing what they do, just trying to make money or whatever, and Lazy Bone had got into some trouble in Cleveland while he was still a minor, and they sent him to live in Texas with his uncle. By law, the only way he could stay out of not getting any time was for him to go and live with his uncle in Texas. But so he went down there for like a year or two, and then he came back to visit one time, and he was like, man, I don't want to go back. I want to stay here so we can get on this music. And I was like, bro, you shouldn't go back. You should stand your ground. I was trying to pump him up, like, tell him you don't want to go back. We got this whole plan, and he stayed strong, and his uncle like just left him there. From that point on, we had started back rapping, and we didn't really have a name for ourselves. And then Lazy Bone was like, man, when I was down in Texas, we had this little gang down there. We used to just joke around with it. I was Busy Bone, and we was called Bone Enterprise. Bone Enterprise. So I was like, that's a cool name. He was like, so why don't we just use that name, Bone Enterprise? And Lazy Bone was actually Busy Bone at the time.
Wow. I was about to ask that.
he was Busy Bone. And then so I was like, Bone Enterprise is cool, and everybody can have like a Bone name. And I was like, I'm going to be Krayzie Bone. And then he changed his name. He was like, okay, well, I'm going to be Lazy Bone. Because at first it was only me. It was only me and Lazy Bone. That's why I was crazy and lazy. Like we started the whole thing, you know what I'm saying? Because Flash, he was in the other group we was in school, but he was more into school than he was into the music. So me and Lazy, we was like the outlaws. We was just like, we doing music and that's all we doing. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So time went on, and Wishbone is their cousin. Their blood cousin. So, in time, Wishbone started hanging around, and Wishbone really wasn't a full-fledged member of the group until, years later, and then we met Busy Bone. We met Busy Bone, later down the line. Lazy Bone brought Busy over, and his name was, he was actually like a singer. He used to sing, and then when he got around us, he started rapping. His name was MC Yellow. MC Yellow.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? And we started hanging around him, and he actually used to beg us to let him in our group. And I used to tell Laz, like, yeah, man, let's let him in the group, man. Let's let the little dude in the group. He like, man, I don't know, man. I don't know if we should let him in. You know what I'm saying? So then we finally like decided to let him in the group. And then, man, we just started rolling that phone enterprise. Like up until the point that we got on the bus and came to Meet Easy.
Wow. Now your style, right?
Yeah.
The style you guys came with. Now there was I read some things in the past. There was some controversy.
Was it Do or Die? Or was it, I can't
yeah, Do or Die.
So
there was some controversy about who had the style first, right? Yeah. But I will say this, like from a West Coast perspective, right? That whole style, well, whether you guys pioneered it or they pioneered it, not even getting into that debate. When you guys did it, it was like y'all signature mark, man. It was.
Yeah. As far as the style, man, we had never been outside of Cleveland before we traveled to Los Angeles to Meet Easy. Never been outside of our city. Didn't even know the world was like it was until we left Cleveland. You know what I'm saying? We was in our own little box, not knowing anything. So it wasn't even, and what we was doing was not even the Cleveland sound. Like when we came out, everybody thought they could go to Cleveland to find people that rap like that, but it wasn't even a Cleveland sound. This is something that we came up amongst ourselves, just being together all the time. You know what I'm saying? And there was a few other rappers that came out that used to do that used to do like the twisting. Like they did the twisting. Big Daddy Kane did it a few times. MC Ren did it a few times. The DOC did it a few times. The dude from Who Snickers, he did it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But nobody did it the way we did it, but we was putting harmonies with it.
Right. I agree. With like first
nobody did it like that.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, y'all did that, man. Even before I heard about Do or Die, the first thing I heard about was Bone Thugs and Harmony.
Yeah, me as well. As well. Like, and that wasn't even my, like, the original question wasn't, whether you guys came up with it first, because like I know what I believe, and I'm convinced personally. You know what I mean? But I was saying for you guys to be so innovative to come up with a style like that, man, like out the clear blue. And I will say this: a lot of rap today, like a lot of people don't give you guys, or I haven't really seen it much out there, but like the Big Seans, the Drakes.
Yeah,
I see that. I see the Bone Thugs and Harmony style in their raps, that the whole speed up. To me, that's exactly what it is. I guess with I don't even want to say a twist, because there is no twist on it. It's strictly Bone Thugs and Harmony to me. So.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, and it's a lot of MCs who say they were inspired by, like Kendrick Lamar put it out there. Drake put it out there a few times. J. Cole, like a lot of people. So Ludacris, like a lot of people like give those props because, like, I mean, it's undeniable. If you go back and you look through the history where it came from, you're gonna know because it's there in history. So yeah, that's pretty much what it is, man. We have influenced a lot of artists still to this day.
That's what's up. Right now, what we're gonna do is we're gonna slide on into this commercial break. We're gonna be right back here with more Krayzie Bone.
It's Maze, bruh Ren. We'll be right back.
Hi, it's Redbone, and I spend my Saturday nights listening to the Tough Love Show.
And we're back. Tough Love Show, bruh Ren.
Maze.
Along with our special guest, Krayzie Bone.
Yeah.
Still with us. For sure.
Yes, sir.
Man, since we're on the subject matter of Bone Thugs and Harmony, what's the relationship between you and the brothers in Bone? Like everybody.
Well, the relationship with us, man, it's just like real family. You know what I'm saying? Like, I love seeing my brothers. I love working with them. I love being around them. And sometimes I don't want to be around you niggas. You niggas getting on my nerves. Get away from me. You know what I'm saying? And they feel the same way about me too. You know what I'm saying? But that's just how you is with your real siblings, though. You know what I'm saying?
No, it's understandable.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes you got to get away from your family because you need your own space. And like, that's just what it is. Like, but it ain't never been no, oh, I hate you, we ain't working no more. One thing we told each other was this. We was like, we are never going to let, because like we a different kind of breed. Like we wasn't put together. Like we came up together. It was us five. Nobody else was messing with us, period. So when we die, whoever goes first, it's still going to be us five. And the four is going to be the pallbearers. Bottom line.
Right.
I don't care if I just argued with Lazy Bone last night. If we had a club the next night and something go down, who you think I'm helping?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because that's my family. We'll continue our argument after we deal with this. But, you know, like now it's our family. You know what I'm saying?
As you should.
But you know, it's always been like that. And I think the media, like when they see see online about our breakups and people doing this and doing that, I think it's all taken to the extreme when it's really not that serious. And like we really never address it. We just ignore it because we know where we stand with each other. You know what I'm saying? I can get all four of my brothers on the line right now if I needed to. You know what I'm saying? And that's it. And that's all that matters.
Understood. That's the way it should be. That
exactly.
Well, let me say this. Along with that, one of these days we're gonna get all five of y'all on the line.
Yeah, man.
It's like this.
Oh no, most definitely. We can most definitely do that. No problem. For real.
Because I was gonna ask you. You have the new project, and we'll be getting into that in a sec. But is there a Bone Thugs and Harmony album somewhere in the works? You know.
Man, we have several projects to be working on. You know, we're actually working on a 20th year anniversary album with all five of us.
Right,
you know, and,
there you go. Congratulations,
me and Busy Bone are working. We're working on a duet album because the fans been asking for a Krayzie and Busy album. So we're just gonna go ahead and give them that. You know what I'm saying? Like just because they've been asking for it. And
right.
You know, so yeah, we have several things that we're lining up trying to get into. You know, we stay on the road like crazy. We always have a demand to be someplace. So like we're always touring. So I mean, we always on the go. Very, very active.
That's a good thing.
Man, grinding and getting it, man. That's what's up. Can't do nothing but respect it. You know what I mean?
Yes, indeed.
Now, I want to ask you because, I mean, I'm pretty sure it's been talked about over and over again. It's like beating a dead horse. But this is the Tough Love Show, so we're going to do it.
Okay.
When you sat down with Easy, like, for the first time in studio, what was the camaraderie like?
Man, the first time we was in the studio with Easy, I mean, you gotta imagine it for us. Like, you gotta put yourself in our shoes. Like, we some young cats off the streets, come from dirt, come straight from the dirt. And we now, one day we struggling, and the next day we sit in the studio with Easy E. We was in disbelief. We was like, we cannot believe that we is in the studio with Easy E, and he's looking for tracks for us to rap on. We were just sitting there like tripping, man, couldn't believe it. Because you know, we gravitated more towards the West Coast because everybody always asks us, y'all right next to New York. Why did y'all choose to go to the West Coast? I mean, and I tell you, you know, we grew up loving hip hop. We grew up loving KRS One, Big Daddy Kane, all the East Coast dudes. We grew up loving them. They motivated us, yes. But what really motivated us, we could relate to what NWA stood for, being that we were some dudes from the hood. And you know what I'm saying? And neighborhoods is almost like the same in every ghetto. You know what I'm saying? You got codes, you know what I'm saying? You hustle, people struggle. It's damn near the same. So it was like, you know, we gravitated more to what they were talking about, like the whole freedom of speech thing, and you know, like them telling people how it really is. That's what we wanted to do because we was going through those same struggles, and we was like, people do really need to know that, and it's not just going on out in California or in New York. It's going on here in Cleveland as well, as people can see on the news now, with all the violence that's going on in Cleveland. You know what I'm saying? So it's like we. Like I said, we just gravitated more towards the West Coast scene. We could identify with that more, and you know, by the way we dressed. You know, we had the braids and wore the Dickies, and when we came out to LA, dudes out there swole as bloods of Crips. Everywhere we went, we had problems. Things like, no, y'all from somewhere. You know what I'm saying? they wanted to put us on set. I'm like, man, I'm like, this is crazy out here. You know what I'm saying? But you know, like. it was by the grace of God, man, you know, that we was able to come out there and just stay focused on music because, like I said, like, we was out there, we was like, you know, like, we was like new fish in the water out there, you know what I'm saying? Anything could have happened to us, you know what I'm saying? But it was just, you know, we was just lucky to be able to make it through all that.
Now, in saying that, in talking about that beginning stage, meeting Eazy-E and all of that, now, and I know you've probably seen the Straight Outta Compton movie, and there's been rumors surfacing around a Straight Outta Compton sequel.
Oh,
and,
yeah, definitely.
You know, I mean, my personal thing is, like, if you do a sequel to, you know, to Straight Outta Compton, you start talking about those groups who branched off from, you know, those, the original NWA members, Bone have to be in there. Has there been any talk surfacing around anything of that subject matter with you and anybody or the group?
I mean, honestly, before the NWA movie even came out, we were getting, people were approaching us about doing a movie on our life story because it's so crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like, just from even before we met Eazy, and then up until how we met him, and then everything that happened after that, it's just like, and I tell people, I'm like, our movie's like gonna have to be like a sequel in itself because it's gonna be so long. Like,
right,
there's so much stuff you can hardly get everything that we experienced into this movie. But it's definitely talks. It's definitely talks, and I'm glad the way the movie ended with them showing the Bone tape and like doing all that. It kind of segued, you know, like into our story. You know what I'm saying? And that's where we're trying to pick it up from. You know what I'm saying? From that tape, because it was like we were around. Like, way before they showed that tape, we were around, like, for a lot of things that was going on. We was around for the whole transition with Eazy and Jerry Heller and all that jumped off. Because, you know, we got with E right when Dr. Dre and the whole thing had fell apart with them too. We got with him. Like, so we stepped into that whole Death Row beef and Ruthless Records beef, even though Eazy tried to keep us up out of that mix. You know, we was like, yo, E, like, so if we with you and something jump off, what you think we just gonna do? Just stand there and don't do nothing? Think y'all be talking about us? Think y'all be talking about us?
Yeah, real talk.
Dudes was scary. You know what I'm saying?
Right, real talk.
Oh, like, yeah, like we with the team, but he always told us, he was like, you know, like, he was like, I don't even know why everybody else got into it like this, because this is between me and Dre, and it ain't even that serious between me and Dre like that. I talk to Dre all the time. You know what I'm saying? Like, so the media was blowing it up extra, and everybody else, the entourage was making it seem like more than it was. You know what I'm saying? Right. Yeah.
And that's what stuff be seeming like a lot of times. You know, it's something to start off small, and then it's all it takes is a member of the entourage that seem like it's gonna blow it way out of the water. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man, exactly. And that was a lot with a whole lot of these beats, man, with the Pac and Biggie thing, and you know what I'm saying? It's always like dudes on the outside that's not the main dudes that's in confrontation, that's taking it to the level of stupidity. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And I mean, now I was just gonna say, most of the time, when you see two artists really going at it, it's not really necessarily those two artists going at it. It is their people of their entourage or somebody in their staff.
Right, and people coming back with messages. Oh, he said this. They doing that. Did you see what he said in the magazine? He got to be talking about you. You know what I'm saying? That's just how it be. But trust me, we went through the same thing, bro. Like, it was like, I already know how it goes down. Like, you know, like, people just want to see drama. And, you know what I'm saying? Like, we lost two great MCs over it, which was very, like, silly in my eyes. You know what I'm saying? Because there's no way a person is supposed to die from a hip-hop beat at all.
Right. Yeah, I agree. Been saying it. You work with both of those two phenomenal artists, man, and you guys got a hell of a track record. You know what I'm saying? Because we just talked about, you know, you brought into the game pretty much by a legend. Then you just went on from that point on to work with legend after legend after legend after legend after legend. Yeah. Phenomenal career, man. But if you want to elaborate a little bit on, you know, your experience with Notorious B.I.G. as well as Pac, man, you know, we got open ears. We listening.
It's crazy, like, because Eazy always told us, the reason he used to tell us not to get involved with those beats that he was in, he used to be like, yo, y'all stay away from this. Y'all are on a whole other level. Y'all, I got way different plans for y'all. it's bigger than this.
I agree.
Way bigger. You know what I'm saying? So, but us being young, it took us a while to realize what he was talking about. But when we did, it's funny because when we did the collaborations with Tupac, I think the one with Pac happened first.
Right.
And then, we had been, it was a little tension with that whole camp because, Tupac came out on death row.
Right.
Before we had met Tupac had never, y'all remember those TV shows like The Box? We could order the videos and stuff.
Oh yeah.
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 Okay, so Tupac had did an interview on there one time, and this one we had just came out, and I guess he had heard the song "Thuggish Ruggish Bone," and he went on The Box and was talking about who is these Thuggish Ruggish Bone niggas anyway. We laid down the bricks of this thug, did whoop de whoop all this, and we like, yeah.
Oh.
We like, what? So we like, okay, we gotta see this dude. We like, okay, we gotta see this nigga too, huh? So Pac had went to jail. But he went to jail, and then when he got out, we had ran into him. We ran into Pac coming out of the La Park Hotel in Los Angeles. And when we saw him, we didn't know what to think. Because Pac was a live wire. We thought he was going to see us, and since he said that on the box, we thought he was going to come at us. So we stopped in front of the hotel and just stood there. And when he came out, he was like, "What's up, dogs?" We was like, "What's happening?" He was like, "Oh man, what?" He was like, "Nigga, we got to get in the studio together." And like we shocked because we thinking it's going to be like some, we thinking it's going to be like some rah-rah stuff going down.
Right, you got your guard up a little bit, right?
Yeah.
Right.
It was like back in those times, man, it was a lot of tension in the game with the whole East Coast, West Coast thing, and we was in the middle. You know what I'm saying? So it was a lot of tension. Like, so he was like, "Man, I just want to let y'all know, man, that I sat up and listened to y'all, listen to that Crossroads, not the remix, the original one from the album. I listen to that every day I woke up in my cell, and that shit helped me get through my time, bruh. I just want to let y'all know that." And from that point on, we was like, "Man, we need to get in the studio. What's happening?" And then, after that, we saw each other like a few more times, and we kept talking about it. And then him and Busy finally ran into each other in traffic in L.A., and they actually went into the studio and started on the song. And that's how that song came about, Thug Love. And,
wow.
It's crazy because Thug Love, that beat that we used for that song, we had wrote a song for Easy. We wrote a song for Easy to do a song to that beat. That was an Easy beat. But after he passed away, DJ Unique was like, y'all might as well use this for this Tupac song. You know what I'm saying? So we used that, man, and then about a month later, Tupac get killed.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? So it's crazy. So then we in LA just chilling, we get a call from Tuff. And he like, "Yo, Big is out here working on his album. And he really, really wants y'all niggas on his album. Can y'all come out?" We like, man, we'll be there in 5 minutes. Here we come. Everybody jump up. We go to the studio. Big had it set out. This nigga had Hennessy. He had all the medicine we needed up in there, man. We go up in there, indulged too much and passed out right in the studio session. Hey, look, he passed out. So Big looking at our manager, he like, "Yo, do these dudes do this all the time?" And our manager like, "Yeah, hold on, they gonna get it together." And then they woke us up, we jumped right up, went in the booth, got on the beat, everybody spit their bar, bam, bam, bam. Big was sitting there with a piece of paper in his hand like, "Yo, what the hell?" He was like, y'all niggas was just over there asleep, and then all y'all got up and did y'all verse in less than an hour. What the hell? He was like, "Yo, Puff, I'm taking the beat home to write it to. I'm taking the beat home." You know what I'm saying? So Big took the beat home to write to, and we didn't actually hear what he did until after he died and the album came out. So we didn't hear the song until after the album was already out. And when I heard the song, I was like, "Yo, this nigga Big killed us on our own motherfucking song. What the hell? This nigga killed us." I said, "This nigga took the beat home, studied it, and the nigga tried to murk us on the song, man." He's wrong for that. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I will say I wouldn't call it a murking. Like I think he held down his like.
Oh yeah. He definitely held his own.
I feel like this though. I feel like
I saluted him for being able to
inspired.
do what you guys did. That's when I first heard. I was like, wow, listen to this.
Man. I was not expecting him. And I wasn't expecting him like to come on that level because Pac didn't do it. You like Pac stayed to his original shit. He was just like, well, I'm gonna just do me because I ain't doing all that. You know what I'm saying? He just came in, Kevin Thug, Kevin Street, and I'm out of here. You know what I'm saying? Because when Pac was so on the move, Busy told me, he was like, yo, bro, the first beat I put on, luckily it was Thug Love because he didn't want to hear no more beats. He's like, no. Let's shoot them right there. We ain't got time for this. Let's go. Let's rap on this one right there. That's the one right there. I'm like, damn. Yeah, so that's how that went down. And yeah, man. But like I said, we didn't hear the notorious stuff after he passed away a month later, and then it started to circulate throughout the industry. Then you don't want to do songs with Bone because everybody they work with ended up passing away. We like, damn, is we curse like that? We like, wow, what the hell's going on?
But that's a new one for me. I never heard that.
Right.
Yeah. Oh yeah. People were saying that though. You know what I'm saying? They was like, seem like everybody that works with them end up dying. I'm like, wow, y'all trying to put that on us now, huh? They already tried to say we was devil worshippers with the Ouija board and all that. So now they say we the reason for people, losing their lives. I'm like, wow, we getting a bad rip here.
Well, I did hear about the Ouija board thing when I was younger, but I didn't bite into that either. So I'm like, whatever. Yeah. Man.
Right, man. What we're gonna do is we're gonna pause for his commercial breaks again. Unfortunately.
Matter of fact, let's not just pause. Let's hop into something, man. Let's take them back to Thuggish Ruggish Bone, man.
Oh yeah.
Let's get into some Thuggish Ruggish Bone. You fine with that?
Let's do it.
All right.
Yep.
Bro, Ren.
Maze, along with Krayzie Bone, we'll be back. More Tough Love Show.
Hey, yo, what's good? It's your boy Shade Shice, and you're tuned in to the Tough Love Show. You already know what it is.
Welcome back to the Tough Love Show. This is Maze.
And this is the Bro Ren.
Along with Krayzie Bone.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, and we just got into that Thuggish Ruggish right there, you know what I'm saying? Real dope track, man, gotta tell you that.
Thank you, bro. Thank you. Appreciate that.
Speaking of Thuggish Ruggish Bones, man, the female artist on there, I mean, she says her name, Tasha. What's she doing nowadays, man?
Man, I haven't really spoken to her since back in those days. Like, honestly, wow. I think the last time I saw her was when that album was out. You know what I'm saying? And it's just crazy how we met her, because we were at the studio recording Thuggish Ruggish Bone, and we decided to step outside. To take a little smoke break. We was working on the song, and when we were outside, she was walking down the street.
Oh, wow.
She was walking down the street, and she was like, what is this place inside there? We was like, it's a recording studio. And she was like, really? She was like, I'm a singer. We was like, oh, yeah?
That's classic.
We was like, sing something. And she started singing, and she had a crazy voice. So we was like, because we was originally doing the hook on Thuggish Ruggish Bone ourselves. But then we was like, could you sing this? It's the Thuggish Ruggish Bone. It's the Thuggish Ruggish Bone. Man, she was like, yeah. So we took her inside the studio, and he was like, easy. Who is this bitch? You know what I'm saying? That's exactly what he said. You know what I'm saying? Like, who is this bitch? He's like, no, she can sing. Listen to this. And she went inside the booth and got to belting it out, bro. And everybody's mouth that was just wide open, like, oh my God. Easy was like, record her right now. Record her right now. And that's how the whole song came about. But she walked in off the streets and sang that hook, no lie.
Man, that's crazy. Man, timing and everything made her a star. It was just timing made her a star. That's incredible. What?
Exactly.
She on a classic right now. Just being at the right place, right time. Wow,
exactly.
Wow.
Man, and that's what's up right
and, you
there.
know, Easy ended up signing her, and she released like one single from Ruthless Records, I believe.
Look, I ain't gonna say this very many times, but whoever got control of her after that they messed up. They dropped the ball. I'm gonna say that.
Yeah, really. Yeah, it really did. And she had a powerful voice, very powerful.
Wow. I mean, but you guys literally discovered her. Like, it's funny that like with social media and all of that like going on right now, that she's never tried to contact you at this point to be like, hey, remember? I mean, of course you will remember her because you guys made history, so to speak, together. But
I always think that as well. You know what I'm saying? Like, but you know, I think one of the members, I think Wishbone actually has talked to her because you know his wife at the time was from the West Coast. She was friends with some of her people, like, so he used to be in contact with her. But I'm not sure if he's still here to this day.
well, shouts out to Tasha.
For sure.
Right. Let her know that, hey, out there in them classics, girl, you ain't forgotten.
Oh, yeah, for real, definitely.
Man. But I want to jump into something else, man, like we was talking about in between the break. And I said I was going to save this strictly for the air because the song that has been dubbed the Hood Anthem is the first of the month.
Oh, yeah.
And I ain't gonna lie, man, that was the song right there. It was the song so much. Every time that my brother would cut it on, he would get the blues from my mother about it. She hated that song. She looked, because he would, every time you turn around, cut that damn song off. It was like, man. And I ain't gonna lie, everybody in the hood played that. It was like everybody had a cookout, everybody had a party of that, man. That was the song right there, man. What made y'all sit down and come up with that?
Man, it's simply was still for, just like y'all said, y'all related to it. We was going through the same thing. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, one day me and Busy was just sitting on my mother's porch. You know, and we had no money. We was broke. And it was almost close to the first of the month when my mother got her check. So I was like, you know, first to be around in a minute, you know, I can get some money from my mother. You know what I'm saying? And it was just like, you know what I'm saying, man, every first of the month, like, you know what I'm saying, it was the time you get that relief from being broke all month. You know what I'm saying? So we was like, you know, we said to ourselves, instead of being ashamed about it like we used to be, scared to go in the store and spend the food stamps, why not make it a day that we just make it a celebration and everybody just be like, you know, cool with it. You know what I'm saying? So, man, we went there, you know, we came up, Busy came up with his verse first. And then I was listening to the Marvin Gaye song one day. We'd be like, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up. Then I was like, you know what I'm saying? I started singing that as the hook. And everything just started coming together, man. We actually had all these songs before we even met you. We wrote all our first two albums. Our first two albums, the EP and the Eternal album, was basically done even before we met Eazy-E. This was stuff we had written already. Like, this was our life stories that we had written already. So it was that's why it was so easy for us to go in and knock those albums out so fast and get them out, because we already had all this material. It just came from just, you know, what we was experiencing at the time and our lives at the time. You know, that's what it was. And we relied on that first of the month, every month, you know.
You know, the production underneath all of those songs that were written, like, phenomenal writing. Gotta say it was phenomenal writing, but even the music selections that were chose to slide up under each one of you guys' songs, man, like just like the perfect mesh. Is not one of the members in Bone producing?
No, what we did was, while we were rapping, we used to do our little ciphers amongst each other. That's how the style actually came about, because we actually had started ad-libbing each other's rhymes. We knew the other person's rhymes, so the other four people knew the other person's rhymes so well that we would ad-lib the same words as the person was rapping. So it started to sound like harmony in the background. And we didn't even realize it until other people told us. They was like, man, y'all niggas sound like some Rapping Temptations or something. You know what I'm saying? and we didn't even realize it until we like we realized it. You know what I'm saying? We was like, wow, but you know, everybody telling us we got this crazy style. We didn't even realize what we had. And like when Easy first took us to DJ Unique, we actually hummed to him the rhythms and the harmonies that we wanted in the beats. We went in on the mic and we hummed it on the microphone, and he went in on the keyboard and played it in the key. That's basically what we did.
In theory, that's co-producing. So I kind of figured it was some element like that, and that's why I was asking, because the tracks underneath all of you guys' songs fit like a glove. They fit so perfect. You know what I mean? So I was like, wow.
Before the Bone days, and actually put it in the beatbox phase so it can be transcoded into the actual tracks that you wanted.
Okay.
Exactly.
Yeah. Exactly. Bone Thugs and Harmony co-producing. Okay, there we go. Official. Brother Ren said that. Now, let me ask you this, man, because you guys have worked with so many incredible artists, man. Like starting with Eazy-E on up to the Tupacs, the
and my ex-wife Mariah Carey,
Dead Prez, right? Like so, and the list goes on. So, is there any artist out there whom you guys, or whom you guys as a group have not worked with, whom you would love to work with sometime in the future?
I mean, man, I always tell people like this, like, I'm not biased. I love music, and if it's a artist that wants to come together and collab, as long as it makes sense, and you're not just on the beat just talking about nothing, and it's a purpose to it. You know what I'm saying? I'm down with it, because I believe we can work with anybody. You know what I'm saying? If we could do a song with Phil Collins, you know what I'm saying? And you know, Mariah Carey and like all these people, like, I believe we can work with anybody, bro. It's just like, you know, it's just a point of making it happen. You know, somebody I would have liked to work with, but he's no longer here, is Michael Jackson, because I believe he would have came up with something crazy. Trust me.
I believe that
agree.
too.
I agree.
For real.
I can hear Mike now. I can hear you influencing Mike's style. Have him doing that. That would have been dope.
Yeah, we'd have had Mike down in the hood, man. For real. You know?
Man, I'm telling you. Well, right now, we're going to take another one of these breaks.
Yeah.
We're going to get into another one of these slappers. And matter of fact, Krayzie, man, what you want to hear, man?
Man, let's play that Phil Collins joint. Home.
Well, you heard it right there, home. Phil Collins, Bone Thugs and Harmony, Tough Love Show, Maze.
Bruh, Ren.
Krayzie Bone will be back.
This is Regina Marie, host here on J&J FM, and you are listening to the Tough Love Show.
Welcome back to the Tough Love Show, man. This is Maze.
It's Bruh Ren.
Along with Krayzie Bone, and man,
Krayzie Bone, huh?
Home, Phil Collins, Bone Thugs and Harmony, Phil Bone. Yeah, I caught that on song episode.
Y'all got some incredible work, man, together. And as a solo act, man, you got some incredible work. And speaking of which, let's fast forward. You know what I'm saying? Let's talk about the new project, new single, Cloudy.
Yes, indeed. I have a brand new album out available now on digital, inside Best Buy, Target. It's called Chasing the Devil. It's actually going to be a 3-volume. It's my last solo album, so this is going to be a 3-volume album with 3 CDs. I just released the first one. You know, Chasing the Devil, Temptation. The second one will be Chasing the Devil, Salvation, and the last one will be Chasing the Devil, Revelation. So it's like this album is basically just a wrap up of my 21-year career of me seeing everything I've seen, witnessing what I've witnessed, the good, the bad, the ugly of the music industry, and just everything I've been through. You know, like, you know, I have a totally different perception of the music industry, of the game, than I had when I first came into it. I've matured a lot, you know, and I think it shows a lot on this album that I've just released.
Chasing the Devil, Temptation. That's wow. You got a trilogy right there. That's dope.
Right.
That's
dope.
What's
up.
Yeah. That's dope.
And I won't say this because you know it's gonna come up.
I already know.
You know it's gonna come up. You know they're gonna think you back into the devil worshiping again, like Mr. Ouija.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so yeah, man, and I already know because I've had to explain this. Like, man, I've even had fans hit me up on my social media. Like, well, you know, I used to be down with Bone, but now that you're chasing the devil, I don't want nothing to do with you no more. I'm like, wow. I'm like, y'all don't even know what the album is about before y'all flipping on me like that. You know what I'm saying? But the reason I chose to call it Chasing the Devil, like I said, you know what I'm saying? I'm at a totally different point in my life now than I was when I got into the game at 22 years old. I'm 42 now. So 21 years ago, I was totally on a different level. My mentality then was militant, against the world, against everybody. I don't want to hear nothing. We riding on you. F the police. F everybody. You know what I'm saying? That's just what it was. You know what I'm saying? But now, you know, as I'm older and I look back on a lot of things, man, it's like, you know, I made a lot of mistakes in my life, and we all have. You know what I'm saying? We all make like a lot of mistakes when we were younger.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And when I first got into this industry, I got into it thinking that becoming rich and famous was the key to happiness. You know what I'm saying? But being in this game, it taught me the total opposite, because like, you're never happy no matter how much money you have. You're never happy. You never reach that point of happiness. You may be well off to where you can deal with the certain problems that come. You know what I'm saying? But money don't fix every problem in life.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Money can't fix when the person that you love a lot dies. Money can't fix that. You know what I'm saying? Money can't fix a lot of things. So, you know, like I've sat back and I've watched other people that are trying to get into the business, and I've sat back and I've watched them stab themselves all over with many different pains, just trying to accumulate these material possessions that they see on TV. I call that chasing the devil, because it's like the devil uses these things as distractions. Like, okay,
right,
your whole purpose in life is not to be stressing to get rich or to be famous or to, you know what I'm saying? Because if you ask the majority of kids from elementary school on up these days, and you ask them what they want to be when they grew up, and I guarantee you the majority of them is going to say rich and famous.
Right.
Nobody says they want to be the doctor anymore. Nobody wants to be the lawyer anymore, because those things take too long to acquire. So people want everything right now. We're living in a right now time. And we're also living in a me time, where everything is about me. That's why you don't see as many groups as you're used to, because everybody wants the forefront. Everybody wants to shine as being the person, as being the man. You know what I'm saying? So you're not going to see groups like that. And like I said, man, I just learned a lot, you know, and just sitting back watching myself and my brothers and what we went through and things that we chased and how many brick walls and pitfalls we fell in. You know what I'm saying? It's just I took all that as a learning experience, you know, to where like, okay, like, well, maybe I'm chasing the wrong thing. Maybe I'm trying to find happiness the wrong way. Because I feel like the devil has these things. He has all these material things on a string. And the closer, and as soon as we think we're getting close to it, he yanks it back just a little bit further. See how much further are you willing to go to get this? Are you willing to do this? Are you willing to do that? You know what I'm saying? And some people are. And some people take these risks and they don't even know they're chasing the devil. Some people just think it's just a way of life. I want to be rich. I should be rich and famous. That's just the way it should be. You know what I'm saying? But like, people don't understand, like, it's all distraction. It's all distracting us from what really matters in life. And that's family and love and just being, you know, just being content with what you have. You know, that's why this world is so full. That's why the social media and all these phones and technology and all this stuff, when you have this stuff at your fingertips at 24/7, they have our kids locked in, whether we believe it or not. They have our kids locked in. We didn't have this when we was kids. You know, our parents tell us, get your ass up and go outside and play. Okay?
Yeah, buddy.
These kids don't do that these days. They sit up on these computers and video games all day long, and they have their minds. Their minds are locked into these technology distractions, which is teaching and telling them all kinds of stuff that the parents don't know about. You know what I'm saying? Because the parents think it ain't like when our parents told us, okay, go watch TV. You know what I'm saying? It was harmless. But if you look at the stuff they got on TV now, you know what I'm saying? And I ain't trying to be all controversial about, you know, like the transgender and all this stuff like this now. But you know, you have to be careful at what you let your children watch now. Because just because man say it's cool, just because man passed the law and said that it's cool, it doesn't mean that it's cool. Because God said something else. Bottom line. You know what I'm saying? I agree. So it's like who are you following, God or man? And that's basically what the whole concept of this album is about. It's about, okay, everybody stop for a minute, wake up and realize where we are in time right now, and just realize what's going on around us. And that was the whole purpose of this whole album.
Wow.
Now,
I'm excited. I'm excited. I'm ready to hear it. I'm ready to go get my copy. Well, listen, y'all go get y'all copy because I'm going to get my copy.
Well, no, before they go get their copy, what I want to be understood is this: for those fans that you was talking about that said that, you know, they didn't know what was going on, they just thought, oh my God, here he goes. He's flip flopping. Now he about to start wearing satanic signs all over his face. You need to really sit down and pay attention. You know what I'm saying? Before you make those judgments, those snap judgments like that, man.
Exactly, and that's what I told him.
But I believe one's judgments is shaped by their perception based on where their perception is shaped by their personal experience.
They think narrow-minded. Yes, definitely.
Yeah, they've been conditioned to think narrow-minded, so that glass ceiling there. You know, a lot of people can't think outside the box. So, like when just hearing the title got me excited to hear it. Like I wasn't thinking a bunch of devil worshiping. I'm thinking like chasing the devil is like exactly the angle you came from, or I was thinking like you chasing the devil in a sense of like, hey man, I'm about to chase you away from me and my family and my neighborhood.
That's what's in the album, exactly what you thought it would be, because it's like I'm revealing stuff that I know other rappers is not going to do, because other rappers, this is what because people ask me all the time, what happened to conscious rap? I say money and power happened to conscious rap, because before we had Tupac and we had all these dudes that was kicking knowledge, they wasn't happy about that. So I think what they did was figure out what we need to do to shut them up. And let's let them make a little money. Let's let them come in and live the life a little bit when they shut that shit up. Let's let them come in. Let's let them come in and make them feel like they're part of what we're doing. They're really still our slaves. So let's let them come up out the basement for a minute, meet some of our friends, and let them feel like they're worth something. But if they get out of hand, we'll still take everything from them. If they get out of hand. Bottom line, you know what I'm saying? Like, so that's what happened. And people started forgetting about the struggle when they got their money. Oh, I'm paid. I don't know about y'all. I got 2 big cars in my garage. I got a big house. I got gold chains. I got women. I got this. And that's what the whole game became. That's what it became. It became about me, and only me.
Right. Wow. I mean, the album sounds very, very intriguing to me. The single, Cloudy. Let's talk about the single. I'm sold on the album. I'm already sold on the album.
The single, man, is just what it is. It's a song, you know, I call it Cloudy because I actually wrote this song one day while I was just like going through it, just like on every level, personal, business, wasn't nothing going right. I was getting bad calls all day, and it was like my mind was cloudy. You know what I'm saying? And like you know, as I was writing, I was like, I'm sure a lot of people feel like this, to where it's sunny outside, the sun is shining all around you, but you seem to have this cloud that will not get from over your head for some reason. And everybody has that time in their lives at some point, to where it's just, you just like, it's darkness, everything is working against you. And, you know, that's how the whole song came about. You know what I'm saying? And I was just talking about stuff that I was going through and been through. And, you know, it was hard for me to decipher what was right from wrong because my thinking was so clouded.
So right now, what we gonna do is We're going to slide on into this slapping new single, Cloudy, right here. Krayzie Bone.
A Tough Love Show exclusive right here on the Tough Love Show.
You know it.
Premiered for the first time right here. Brand new Krayzie Bone, Cloudy.
Yes.
Let's get it. Bruh Ren.
Maze. Tough Love Show.
Krayzie Bone.
Yep.
It's your girl Tamara Bubble from Brooklyn, and you're now locked into Tough Love Show. You know what it is. Bubble on deck.
And we're back. Tough Love Show. Bruh Ren.
Maze.
Along with our special guest, Krayzie Bone.
Yes, sir.
We just got out of a brand new single, Cloudy. Very, very, very dope single. But you know, I didn't expect anything less than.
And I echo what you just said, bro. I agree with it totally. You know, no matter if it's you, Krayzie, or one of the other Bone Thugs and Harmony members, you guys seem to come out with excellent work. Nothing less than that. You know what I'm saying? So y'all make sure y'all go out there and cop that. Cloudy by Krayzie Bone. Chasing the Devil, Temptation by Krayzie Bone. You make sure you go out there and go get that, man, because I'm telling you, that single right there is a great indication that the rest of the album is going to be that great.
On the new project, Chasing the Devil, I said devil, Chasing the Devil. Who is there anybody we should be looking out for, man? Any features, you know?
This is how I planned it. I didn't really want any like major features on the first one because I wanted to like have the album introduction. Like I wanted to keep everybody focused on the concept of the album first.
Understood.
You know what I'm saying? To make sure they understood that. Now I do have Busy Bone on the song. I have Flesh and Bone on the song. I have one of my artists that I'm working with out of Cleveland named Kane on the song to sign to my label. And I have a cat by the name of JR Get Money. He's a producer, writer, you know, singer, rapper, all that, you know what I'm saying, out of Atlanta.
Right.
And but that's basically, I was pretty much saving like the features for the second and third. And really, really, you see like a lot more on the third one because the third one is Revelation. That's when I'm just gonna reveal everything and just have features from everybody on there. You know what I'm saying? I also want to show everybody that all these younger cats that's inspiring to be in the game, that's inspiring to be in the music business. You know, like that. If you have talent, man, you don't have to rely. Because this is what the record labels do. They rely on you to team up with the hottest person that's out, because what they're really trying to say is they don't believe that you can do it on your own. You know what I'm saying? Right. Until you come out and prove everybody wrong, then they want to act like they would do so all the time. But like, I feel that we prove, like, you know, because us, we never had actually any features on a Bone album. We've always done features on other people's albums, but there's never really been none on a Bone project. You know what I'm saying? And you know, like I like to show people that you don't have to have your album weighed down with a lot of different people because it then becomes like a compilation. And you're basically telling people that you need help to get your point across. And I never believed in that. And plus, I never believed in like if an artist tell me they want to work with me and they give me their number, and when I call them, they start like giving you the assumption that they don't want to do it, or maybe they my manager said I can't do it, or a record company won't let me do it. I'm like, I really ain't got time for that, because as an artist you can do what you want to do. Is you just letting the people tell you what you can do.
Oh,
you know so it's like I don't have time to wait for people. If you say you're gonna do it, you're gonna do it. Because when anybody asks you to do it, I don't have to ask anybody. If I want to do it, I'm gonna do it. If I don't want to do it, I'm not gonna do it. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, instead of all the politics, man, if a person say they're gonna do something when I'm ready to do it, if you do it, that's cool. If not, I'm not waiting around for it.
Understood.
It's respectable right there.
One monkey don't stop the show. Not calling nobody a monkey, but
exactly. You know? But I mean, but you got to look at it from all angles, though. You know, if you're not with it, why sit around and waste my time? Why waste your time? You know what I'm saying? Keep it pushing.
Exactly. You know, like just don't sit up and just for the conversation at the moment. Just like, and a lot of people do it though. You know what I'm saying? Like, I understand. You know what I'm saying? I understand. Like their reasons, but like just keep it real. You know what I'm saying? Like, and if you wasn't gonna do it, would you sit here and make sure I had your number for it? You had mine. Like, what's the purpose? We don't hang out like that, so what's the purpose?
How can the fans connect with Krayzie Bone? Social media contacts, man.
Yeah, man. You know, I'm on social media. I'm on Twitter at I am Krayzie Bone, Instagram Krayzie_Bone, Facebook Cray Jack Your Boss. Also, Bone Thugs and Harmony on Facebook. BTNH Live at BTNH Live on Twitter. Also, so man, there's a lot of outlets. You know what I'm saying? That we all over social media. It took us a while to get hip to it, but you know, being that we came in the game with a different era, but we hip to it now. We understand the advantages of it, so we're all over the place.
Right. Yeah. You almost have to be.
and if you're looking for them and you're having a hard time, what you can do is follow the Tough Love Show, and we'll get you connected.
If all else fails, yeah, come over to the Tough Love Show, TuffLuvShow, man. You can follow us on all of the social medias as well, and we'll get you connected, man, right there with Krayzie Bone, man, our brethren, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, indeed.
But Krayzie, man, appreciate your time, bro. We definitely appreciate your time. We always tell all of our guests, man, you can get many things back in life, man. However, time is not one of those things. So we appreciate your time and the time you share with us right here on the Tough Love Show, man. And
man, all love, man. Appreciate y'all having me for sure.
And you, oh man, our absolute pleasure, man. You've had 21 very successful years in the game, man, and we see a bright future with many 2,200 more beautiful years in the game. We salute you, man, and all you've done for hip hop, man, and delivering great music consistently. Thank you, man, and consider the Tough Love Show your official home. Any projects, anything man, we want to invite you, the family, the Bone family back, man, and anytime you got a new project, man, we home right here.
Shouts out to Aaron out there too, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, shouts out to Aaron. Shouts out to Aaron, beautiful Aaron. Shouts out to beautiful Aaron. We gonna catch you in the traffic, my brother.
It's all good, bro. Much love.
One love. And that was Krayzie Bone. This is the Bruh Ren.
This is Maze.
We gonna get off into some more hip hop, some more R&B. Matter of fact, Maze, we gonna get into some more Bone Thugs and Harmony, man. I'm just in one of those. Let's get some Crossroads going, man. That's one of them classics. Let's do it.
Let's go. Tough Love Show. We'll be back. Y'all stay locked.
It's the Tough Love Show, baby.